welcome to another video, and as you can tell, it's time for the next Read It Like, and I am really excited about this one. We are doing Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction. I'm so excited! I have her list, and I have already started my first book for this, and I'm really loving it. So we're going off with a bang. Let me just pull the list up. I won't go through it all now, but there are some great options on here, and me and Ashley have similar taste for a lot of things. Like, there are a lot of other books that she's listed as well outside of her list for me, for ones that she knows that I've read. So she didn't list them, but ones that she knows that I've read that I love as well. Master of Sorrows by Justin T. Cool. We both gave 5 stars, both absolutely loved that. The Night Circus by Aaron Morgenstern. We both really love that. City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty, the Daverbad trilogy. We both really love that. And of course Robin Hobb. We're both really loving Miss Hobb as well. Another one that actually did make it into her list that clearly slipped through her Jade's already read this filter is Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Just there. I have already read that, and that actually came out number 2 on her list, and I've already read that and gave it 5 stars. So if we then, you know, take that into account with the other ones that she knows I've already read, we're off to a really good beginning with Ashley. It's seeming very positive. Through the rest of her list and the book that I am reading, we're going down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Number 10 on the list, so she's given me 12 to pick from, but one of those I've already read, so 11. Which actually would then make this number 9, I guess. Anyway, I've gone for The Raven and the Reindeer. Can I remember who that's by? Off the top of my head, no. But I've got it on my Kindle, here. And I'm up to chapter 19, but who is this by? T. Kingfisher. But yeah, I'm up to chapter 19, which is page 100 exactly, which is apparently 44% through the book, and I'm loving it. I wasn't entirely sure what to expect from this. I didn't really know what the vibe was going in, but it's a Snow Queen retelling. It's a polar fantasy to kick us off, so how did Ashley get it so right immediately? I was just drawn to it, The Raven and the Reindeer, especially this time of year. I'm starting filming this on the 22nd of December, although I started the book yesterday, I just didn't film a speaking portion yet. But perfect time of year to be reading it. We all know I love my polar fantasy, so The Raven and the Reindeer is a perfect one to start with. And I'm loving it. I'm loving the, like, classic fairy tale feels to it. I love the polar fantasy vibes. It does feel very whimsical and magical, and I'm enjoying that in this format, like this classic retold fairy tale vibe. I'm really enjoying that. It reminds me a lot of East of the Sun, West of the Moon, like in the retellings I've read of that, because I don't actually think I've read many Snow Queen retellings, if any Snow Queen retellings, but I've read a fair few East of the Sun, West of the Moon retellings, which is another, like, polar fantasy classic fairy tale. And it's giving me those vibes, which are vibes that I really love, so winner. But yeah, I'm 100 pages in, really enjoying it. Ashley's gone off to an amazing start here, so fingers crossed that she can continue this streak of greatness. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going to carry on reading. Hello! It has been a few days since we spoke because it's been Christmas and I didn't read or vlog over Christmas. But that's all done with now. And I'm happy to report that I have just sat and finished The Raven and the Reindeer by T. Kingfisher. The first book of Read It Like Ashley. It's taken me way too long to get the first book of this done because it's Christmas. But The Raven and the Reindeer by T. Kingfisher. Amazing. Brilliant. Snow Queen retelling. Brilliant. Loved it. Kicked it off with some polar fantasy, and honestly don't think I could have asked for this to start any better. So Ashley is off to an incredible start for this vlog, because 5 stars. I loved it. So great beginning. Amazing. I really need to get a physical copy of that because I read it on ebook. But yeah, I need a physical copy. because that was amazing. Perfect read for Polathon when that comes around, which will be kind of soon. So if you want a Polathon recommendation as well, there's one. But yeah, Snow Queen retelling with talking ravens and reindeers and otters. That's what the title's missing. Otters. But yeah, that was honestly amazing. I loved it from the very beginning though, so I'm thrilled to have read it and thoroughly enjoyed it. So thank you so much, Ashley, for the recommendation on that one. I had heard of it, but I don't think I knew exactly what it was, so I'm really glad that it was on your list and you made me read it. So now that's done with, I'm gonna go next for something perhaps a bit more like commonly Ashley, and it wouldn't be a Read It Like Ashley if I didn't read The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I am actually going to start with The Pale Dreamer because it is in the back of this. So I've popped my bookmark in because The Pale Dreamer is the prequel. It's only this little back bit. The prequel that apparently gives some pretty decent like context and helps with some of the info dumping at the beginning. So I'm gonna read the prequel first and then we'll be reading The Bone Season. What do I know about this? That Ashley absolutely loved it. Loves it present tense, not past tense. It is like her favourite. She loves Samantha Shannon. And this is about a girl called Paige Mahoney who is a clairvoyant in a world where clairvoyance is illegal. And there's like some sort of underground crime ring that she's a part of. I don't know. I will learn more as I read it. But yeah, it wouldn't be Read It Like Ashley if I didn't read The Bone Season. So, let's get cracking with The Pale Dreamer. Hello, hello. I am here to report that I finished The Pale Dreamer. Not The Bone Season. Haven't started that yet. But I finished The Pale Dreamer. It's just this back bit of the book. But I read it. I finished it. I can't say I honestly have too many thoughts, but The Pale Dreamer wasn't Ashley's favourite. The Bone Season was. So I'm not going to think too deeply about the fact that I don't have many thoughts on The Pale Dreamer. People have just said that it's kind of not an essential read, but a helpful read, because apparently the beginning of this is pretty info dumpy and it just gives you some decent context and introduces you to the characters and what the world is like, etc. So I've read it. It's fine. As I say, I don't really have many thoughts on it. I didn't like it or dislike it. So if I was going to rate the novella, that would probably be a 3-star. Just very kind of in the middle. Not good, not bad. If I did half stars, it would be like a 2.5, like slap bang in the middle, but 3 stars will do. I feel like I know the character. I understand the world a little bit, so yeah, I can go into The Bone Season knowing a bit more now. So there's that at least. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna crack on with The Bone Season now. I'm actually gonna see how much of it I can read today. Like, kind of want to challenge myself to read the whole thing, like, in one day, but we'll see. As for right now, I am gonna have some lunch and then I'm gonna get started. But yeah, I finished The Pale Dreamer. Success. Hello, camera's probably going to fall over because I've just lent you on a blanket. But, update on The Bone Season. I am here. I am 271 pages in, so I don't actually have that much left, because the back half of the book is not half, but the back portion is The Pale Dreamer. It's only 450 pages, and I'm 271 in. I'm not going to finish it today like I had initially wanted to, but I've made an enormous amount of progress. I am going to keep reading tonight. It's only like 10 o'clock, so I've got a few more hours of reading in me. Yeah. But I'm intrigued. There's a lot I don't know, but I don't think I'm supposed to know it. But I am intrigued. I do feel like at this point in the book, the only thing I can say being I'm intrigued is a little bit weird, but there's so much that I don't have answers to, but that I'm not supposed to have answers to. So I can't say I'm confused, but I am. But I'm supposed to be, because I don't know things. I feel like it has potential for the series going on to be really good, but at the minute I am intrigued. It has gripped me, there is that, but I'm not loving it. But I am enjoying it, and I do want to get back to it, so it's a strange feeling.
I didn't catch that. Ooh. Could you try again?
It heard me say series. But yeah, I feel like the series has great potential to be something amazing, but at this point, there's too much that I don't know. But I'm intrigued to find out. But like, in a way, it is dribbling answers to us, but in a way that I know that that's not totally everything, and there's still so much more that I don't know and won't know, and yeah, anyway. I'll give you my full thoughts when I've finished it, obviously, but yeah, not loving it. Like, it's not feeling like a 5-star, but I am enjoying it, and it's proving to be a very gripping read, so I am going to get back to it. But yeah, I just thought I'd better give you an update, as I'm a decent portion through this now. But yeah, that's how it's going for me at the minute. I have finished the Bone season. I have finished the book that is so overwhelmingly Ashley, the book that I needed to read for this video, the main star of the show. Of Read It Like Ashley. Would it have ever been a Read It Like Ashley if I didn't read the Bone season? Absolutely not. It would not have been. But I've done it, and I've finished it, and it's over. Thoughts and feelings. I like this, but I didn't love it. I didn't fall in love with it. Definitely not a 5-star read. Although I haven't core-piled it, my gut feeling on this one is a 4-star. I think it could possibly be a low 4-star or a mid-range 4-star. It's not gonna, like, be a high 4, but I don't do half stars or whatever, so we're just gonna call it a 4. It was fast-paced, it was action-packed, it was very unput-downable. Like, once I'd started reading it, it was really easy to get sucked into, and it was fast-paced, like, from the very beginning. It didn't drag anywhere, and it was really easy to just fly through and fall into. But I didn't fall in love with it, and I didn't connect to it, and I feel like I was missing some sort of connection or emotional impact or something. I mean, there was one bit that was a little bit emotional. I just didn't have that, like, deep connection with it. But it was thoroughly enjoyable. The plot was definitely interesting. It was confusing at the beginning, and it was perhaps a little bit info-dumpy. I don't know if reading The Pale Dreamer helped me or not. I did it anyway. So yeah, The Pale Dreamer ended up being 3 stars. The Bone season ended up being 4 for me. So, yeah. But I liked it. I will definitely continue the series, for sure. Where this ended was a very, like, abrupt, kind of strange place to end it. It was, like, still in the middle of a story. Well, of course it is, because it's a big series. But, like, it was not a comfortable place to end, so definitely drives you on to pick up the sequel. So I probably will at some point. But yeah, I'm glad I read it. I did enjoy. I would recommend. I'm out of focus. There we go. I did enjoy, and I would recommend. Now, I don't know where my phone is. I found it. But let us just refer back to Ashley's list. So, number 1 on her list was The Bone season. I've read it. 4 stars. Check. Number 6 on her list is Percy Jackson. And there happens to be a Percy Jackson book on my TBR. Now, she hasn't specified which Percy Jackson is her favourite, but I'm going to assume it's the whole series. And this is book 4, and this is the one I'm up to, book 4. And I had wanted to make some progress with this series this year, because I've been 3 books in for a while, and I haven't picked up a single Percy Jackson book this year. So I might need to do a little bit of a recap on the first 3 books. But before the year's out, I wanted to get at least a little bit of progress in Percy Jackson, so this works out very well for me to make a little progress in the Percy Jackson series, and check off another book on Ashley's list, and then I will have done The Raven and the Reindeer, The Bone Season, The Pale Dreamer, and a Percy Jackson book. I'm excited. These read pretty quickly from what I remember, and the first chapter is called I Battle the Cheerleading Squad. Yeah, I battle the cheerleading squad. The underworld sends me a prank. We play tag with scorpions. The tone in these books is great. I've enjoyed the first three, not like massively memorable, hence why I'm going to need a recap, but I've enjoyed them enough, and let's see if I can smash this one out tomorrow. But yeah, Bone Season's done, and that is progress we've made. Ashley's doing pretty good, you know. She's doing pretty good. Hello, it's been a minute. Update time now. I've actually filmed a couple of vlogs between this now, but I finally actually started Percy Jackson and the Battle of the Labyrinth, so we're back on track, but I am a little bit into it, not far at all, and I am telling you, I'm 41 pages in, I can't remember anything from the previous books. I'm so confused about everything that they're referencing about whatever happened last winter or last summer or whatever. I've got no idea. To the point where I'm wondering if I did read the third one. But I did. I definitely did. But yeah, hopefully it will give me enough context to like jog my memory a little bit. That would be nice. But you know, as I said with the Rick Riordan books, tone is funny. Pacing's pretty quick, so we'll see how much I get through this. But yeah, 41 pages in, can't remember a thing from the previous ones, but we'll see how it goes. Hello! I feel like it's been a minute since we spoke, but for you it won't have been, so we'll ignore that. But, long story short, I finished Percy Jackson ages ago now, and I just didn't get round to doing this update. Because I felt so very indifferent about this book, and I just wasn't in the mood to be indifferent. So, I'm doing it now. Basically, I've given it 3 stars, but basically, I felt very meh about this. Like, it was fine. The writing style for Rick Riordan is always, like, really easy to read, and, like, the sassiness and sarcasticness of Percy Jackson and all the other characters as well, to be honest, like, is enjoyable, and it was fine, but for so much of it, I just really felt so indifferent. Like, I didn't really care about anything, and it's really peculiar. I don't know if I've just read this book, like, at the wrong time in my life, but I don't remember feeling like that about the first 3. I remember liking them, enjoying them, and being like they were fun for what they were, sort of thing. But when it's come to this one, I just felt so incredibly indifferent, so I don't really have much to say. I will, of course, finish the series. I've only got 1 left, I think? Yeah, I've only got 1 left, so I'll finish them. But I just felt really indifferent about this, and I didn't particularly care. So it felt like a bit of a downer, but that doesn't mean it's bad. But I feel like maybe because I don't have the nostalgia for this series, I didn't read it as a kid, maybe I'm just not vibing, and there are a lot of other middle grades that I do really love, and maybe this just isn't it for me? I don't know. But I thought I was going to have a better time with this, and then I ended up feeling very meh, but I didn't want to be meh on camera about it. So it's been a while since I actually finished this because I've been putting off filming this update. But I did it. I read it. 3 stars. That is everything that I'm going to be reading for Read It Like Ashley, just because at this point this video has been going on for a really long time. But we're going to have a quick rundown of what I accomplished. And we're going to also run through the rest of Ashley's list and some of our other similar favourites and a bit more of a direct comparison between us. So, I started the video off with The Raven and the Reindeer. I now have a physical copy of this. Thank you so much to Kira for this. Very happy to own it because I gave it 5 stars and I loved it, and it's a new polar fantasy favourite, so thank you so much, Ashley, for that, because without Ashley's list, would I have ever picked this one up? I'm really not sure, so this video's immediately been a success because I fucking loved this, and I don't think I would have picked it up without Ashley, so thank you, Ashley, for that one. Loved it. And I then moved on to read The Pale Dreamer and The Bone Season, and 3-star, 4-star. I enjoyed it, but it was not at all what I was expecting, but I enjoyed it, and it was one that I needed to read, and I'm very glad I finally did, because I feel like I'd been kind of putting off this series for a really long time, and again, I will continue, I will carry on with this. The Pale Dreamer was very meh, because I don't know, I just don't think it really stood up on its own very much, but then with The Bone Season, I feel like what I was missing from The Bone Season was perhaps what there was more of in The Pale Dreamer, but I know that the series goes in very different directions, so I'm not gonna complain about it, but was not what I was expecting, but I did end up really enjoying this one, so glad to have finally knocked it off the TBR. Both of the books that this counts as, because shockingly, it's 2. And then wrapping up with Percy Jackson, which I think is one of Ashley's, like, nostalgia faves. Also, it's Ashley, so Greek mythology, come on now. But we're going to go through some of her others on here as well. So top of our list is The Bone Season. We've done that. We've covered my thoughts and feelings on that. Second on her list, which I thought she knew I had read, but maybe not, is Priory of the Orange Tree, which I have read and adored and gave 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. So top 2 on her list, we're doing pretty well. Third is The Shadow of the Wind, which I haven't read. I own, but I haven't read. The Odyssey, which I'm not going to read. Sorry, Ashley, not going to happen. Game of Thrones. The first book of Game of Thrones I absolutely loved. Gave up with the second one. Sorry. Then we go into Percy Jackson, which we've established. I don't know if I was just at the wrong time, because I enjoyed the other books so much more than I enjoyed that one. I just felt very indifferent. Then we go on to A Court of Thorns and Roses, which I shockingly do love, or did love when I read it. It's been some years, but I did love, so we're still doing alright. And then we've got Heart of the Fae, Circe, 2 that I haven't read and probably won't ever read. The Raven and the Reindeer, which I freaking loved, 5 stars, love it. Sleeping Giants, which I have read and gave 5 stars, freaking love it. And The Furies, which is one I haven't read and probably never will. And then we go into others that would be on her list but that she knew I had already read. And we've got Master of Sorrows, which I gave 5 stars and frickin' loved. The Night Circus, which I gave 5 stars and frickin' loved. City of Brass, which I gave 5 stars and frickin' loved. Assassin's Apprentice, come on, it's Hob. It's Hob. And A Pinch of Magic by Michelle Harrison. Like, if we, like, look at that statistically, Ashley's smashed it. Me and Ashley have similar taste, it would appear, because, damn, it just happens that Heart of the Fae, The Furies, Circe, like, I haven't read them, so I don't know, but of the ones that I've read, other than weirdly this, but I think this is a me thing, I don't know what happened here, but of the ones I've read from all of this, I've ended up adoring, so I call this a big fat success. But that does bring us to the end of this video. Thank you very much to Ashley for being my test subject for this one. I hope you appreciate my thoughts and feelings on your favourite books. But yeah, and thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed. Feel free to let me know down below who you would like to see me read it like next. Let me know what you thought of this edition. But otherwise, I think that's probably everything I have to say right now. So, thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, give us a thumbs up, comment down below. If you haven't subscribed and fancy doing that, that would be bloody brilliant. Feel free. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.